So if any of you want to watch, that'd be absolutely fucking outstanding. So hold on. Come here, buddy. Come here. Here's my good boy. Oh, he's my good boy. You know, how does he know? Come here. Come here. Who's a good boy? Come here. Yeah. All right, now it's your time. Yes, good boy. Yeah, we say we get some heat going. Uh, hey, everybody, it's Jim and Red on a live show. Even he didn't think that was funny. Oh my God. You okay, boy? Hey, there's Chance. Ah, we just got done with work. Running a little late because, oh my God, uh, tired. I am moving furniture all day. Not as bad as when I was working for Ashley, right? I'm not taking it upstairs, not going into people's houses. All I'm really doing is just running it out to the floor. But it's still a lot of work. So you know what? Fuck it. Well, Lito's drunk. Uh, Lito, if you want to, I can't read all the chat. If you want to contact me, adventureswithjim2012 at Gmail, and let me know all about it. Mormons are a rich version of the Amish. Is that true? I'm thinking the Mormons are a little darker. So, you know, many of you have been around for a while. You may remember Miss Mary. She was, she grew up in a cult called the Friends. Kind of an offshoot of the Mennonites, but they very much kept to themselves. Have you considered getting a gig as a carny? I've wanted to go to New Orleans for busking. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it was almost as oppressive. Women could not work outside the home unless they were teachers or librarians, which um, Mary's mother and her sister both were. In fact, Mary's sister was an archivist, which is a fancy kind of librarian, I guess. So I have some experience with this weirdness of this, but the Friends were a very small sect, dying rapidly, and they didn't have a lot of influence, a lot of power. So I do know something about the Mennonite Amish world. This this is something different. This is about power and control. I mean, for example, I work for a temporary company. I select the days I want to work through my company. This thrift store I'm working for wants me to work additional days. When I told them, no, I don't feel like it, because I had other things planned, like trying to fix the ambulance tomorrow, they were not happy. I mean, very not happy. Uh, friends are Quakers, right? So I don't know the exact hair splitting of all of that, but the Amish are like outright all the way. Mennonites are kind of like, well, you know, we're allowed to have cell phones. And the Quakers, I always think of, you know, the oats. I don't know what the fuck. So, you know, she did tell me stories, and our Mary's mother told me stories of when they were much younger, the '60s, how the preachers, God, they weren't preachers, the workers, they call them the workers. When they were in meeting, the workers would go out and remove the car stereos from their cars, from the, you know, from the congregation straight up steal their car radios because they weren't allowed to have television or radios or contact with the outside world. I will do a video on the new leak. Basically, it has an all metal radiator, and the little tiny pinhole leak on the seam on the corner is broke open. So it's an all metal radiator. There's lots of contours and gaps and things to grip to. So yeah, I'm gonna slap some JB Weld on it, and it'll be fine. If you really want to know about a weird bunch, look up Oneida Community in New York. I don't want to know any more of that. I mean, I've already had run-ins with the Branch Davidians. They're an interesting bunch of people. But no, here they're trying to exercise absolute control over everything. I'm an outsider, not part of anything, and they think they can tell me what days I will be working. No, I work for my own company. I work for a different company. My negotiations are with that company, not you. Hey, JW. So, JW, email me. I have some stuff we need to chat about here in a little bit. You look the role of Midway. Creepy old dude. Maybe I could be the bearded lady. I like that idea. What truly bothers me about my job isn't necessarily that I'm working for the Mormons. If I were simply a cashier, so I would not be really adding anything to the company or to the religion, because it's Deseret Industries, what the fuck ever. I wouldn't really be adding. I just, be going through the motions, making my money, going home. But what the role I'm playing now is actively increasing their sales, because that's what they do. That's what entertains me. So they are actually making more money because I'm there, being me, and upselling customers. That is what's bugging me, right? And I can't undo that. I can't undo my mind. I'm a salesman. I'll be in Sarasota, Florida, Monday morning. Oh, which email address? adventureswithjim2012@gmail.com. So I don't know. Is it hypocritical of me to work for these guys because I enjoy what I'm doing? But the net result is more money going to the cult because I'm who I am. When I hit the floor, I'm a natural salesman. Always used to make me laugh, Pepsi-Cola, until things got really bad. I would wake up in the morning just suicidally depressed. But I'd force myself to go to work. And as soon as I hit that first delivery, that first customer, it was instant. Rockstar Jim would take over. And all of the darkness would simply evaporate because I was out in the field with the customers. Can we hear your sales pitch? No, you're gonna have to come find me. Come when we do when we do the next flea market, and that's what I love doing those. When we do the next flea market, we'll either live stream it or you can come visit. It's nothing for me to walk up to people and just like, hey, having any fun today? Can you run the alibi with the balls and the baskets? No, but I can play bad songs. More metal detecting videos. Well, the weather and timing is just fucking with me. So I wanted to go to Bonneville Salt Flats tomorrow. Not going to happen. Ambulance needs service. and it's going to be cold. Life is what it is. It is December the 3rd in Utah. It's supposed to snow. Fuck. So, I mean, we will be passing through on our way to Vegas. Wooden basket, had to pitch in the balls. He's still trying to get me to work at the Carney. I don't know that. I know Red wouldn't be happy with that. It's a very chaotic lifestyle. This is bad enough. This stresses her out. Moving from job to job. She's getting so much better. And what they're doing to her now is really bizarre. Because remember, I contacted HR about what was going on. Suddenly, Red has her job back. Because if she could establish that she had been removed from the ticket without cause by the company, there was the potential for a lawsuit. Being fired for being a woman, basically, is what they did to her. Why do the detectors cross the road? Do you work for Labor Ready? Yeah, well, okay, so Labor Ready is owned by True Blue. So Labor Ready, People Ready, Premier, I can't think, there's 3 or 4 other, I think they may have even bought a Deco. True Blue went shopping and they bought everybody. So that's why I can travel the country now with one company, because they bought everybody else. Oh, what? I'm looking for my cigarette lighter. I need a cigarette. Well, we're going to have to hope this one works. Yeah, so I have 4 days scheduled next week. Don't know what I'm going to do. Because I know what I'm doing is hurting people. But I enjoy it. I'm not talking about me actually, putting people in the gas chamber. But I like building fences, right? That whole Nazi fence thing. Yeah. My dad was a flat store operator. His name was Country Cuz. Well, Matt, no. Yeah, the adventure is all around you. I think if I started as a carny earlier in life, it might be okay. So we're moving on. I don't know what could be done for Salt Lake, because you can't change the culture, but then the culture can't violate labor law. So I don't know. It's a tough question. Arielina, I don't know what that is. I don't think I've met you before. Red would make a great carny. Ooh, the Yeti and the bearded lady. All she has to do is not shave for a day. You're already a carny. You just keep fighting it. Hey, maybe. I like my independence. I'm not always a team player. Have you ever played Call of Duty Vanguard? No. I'm a Doom guy. You keep talking about sideshow stuff. Well, my whole life is a fucking sideshow. We are going to go over and visit Red here in a little bit. Hopefully she's cooking. Hopefully. And hopefully there's no poison in it this time. I'm a world... So, wait a minute. I missed the punchline on the detector joke. I'm scrolling. Sorry, I'm on the camera. The detectorist crossed the road to get to the other side. I'll tell you what, this detectorist crossed the road. So we were in Columbus, me and a buddy of mine, doing a very cool fucking site. It was an old train station. A little bit of grass, big hill, a whole other story. Meanwhile, they're rebuilding this old Victorian across the street. And to do this, they dug out all the way down the foundations, right? So all the foundations are dug out. And what they did is they took all that nice, rich black topsoil, put in one pile, put the clay in another pile so that they could fill it in the right order. fuck it, I can't stand it anymore. So I cross the road and I start detecting on this dirt pile from this Victorian. Well, the owner comes out. She's pissed. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm like, you know what? I'm completely in the wrong. I am so sorry, but I saw this pile of black dirt over here, and it is so perfect for finding old artifacts and old coins. And she looked at me. She said, "All you want's the dirt?" She started laughing, and I've really, I know I shouldn't be here. I know I really screwed up. I was trespassing. I was straight up trespassing. And she says, "No, no, no. The problem is people be stealing tools, materials." There you go. There's voices outside. She says, "If all you want is that pile of dirt over there, and you stay away from my house, take it all you want. I don't." And she was laughing. She was having a good time. And I showed her some of the stuff I'd found. It was great. But yeah, I've been guilty of trespassing a time or two. Um, every night my wife is cooking is a great night. You haven't met my wife. All right, I'm so not getting food now. Anyways. Hey, MYK, you're already leaving? Am I that bad tonight? I don't know. I don't even know how to get into the carny lifestyle. It might be fun. I don't fucking know. And you want to complain about carnies. I'm not complaining about them. It's like a lifestyle I don't know anything about. Trespassing sites have the best spots. And yeah, I did find a couple of seated. I found a really nice sterling pendant from the Victorian age, like 1870, 1880s. I even tried to give it to the lady because I was like, "Hey, they got this really nice silver pendant." She's like, "No, no, no, you just go have fun. Go dig your dirt." She thought I was an idiot. Mm. Red, as she worked really fucking hard today, and she's actually cooking. So I'm gonna let her rest and recover. You guys are stuck with me and the other Red, who's black. I'll tell you another weird thing I've noticed lately around here. The women, especially the younger ones, are pencil fucking thin. I mean, we're talking A cups and twigs for legs. And there's a lot of them. And if somebody knows something about the Mormons, can you tell me what the hell's going on here? Are they like not feeding their women? Well, if I knew how and could trust the people I was getting involved with, that's another thing. When you get involved with carnies, you have to be able to trust who you're running with. I don't, knowing me, I'd get in with the wrong crew. Mennonites are built like that. I mean, these girls, I saw one today that could barely walk because she was so skeletal thin. She could barely walk. So what is it they're doing to their women to make them like this? I mean, I haven't seen a set of even C cups. Like Red's the biggest set of tits in Salt Lake right now. Uh, right. Well, when you don't need to worry because when you're in, you're in. But see, the thing is, I don't know how to judge what's a good crew and what's not. Because all carnies are not cut out to be the same. The women don't overeat in those cultures. No, no, no. These women aren't overeating. They are being starved. I'm telling you, this girl today, she was probably 16, 17 years old. So paper thin, she couldn't walk. That's not a matter of eating right or eating healthy. No, something else is going on there. And I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe she has some kind of disorder. Then her mother and her other sister showed up. No, no, they were all fucking paper thin. Hey, Mariana. So I tell you another weird thing, and Red pointed this out because I was there and I didn't even see it, right? It was right in front of my face and I didn't even see it. So look, I like interesting clothes. Not necessarily to even to cross dress or to, be a girl. So I'll go shopping in the girl section because sometimes there's like, especially the pants. I love the interesting pants. And there were like 4 or 5 other guys shopping there. And we're not talking about guys who they were dressed, as like, football chads, right? These guys are they're manly men shopping in the women's section. And they look over at me and there isn't that, fuck are you doing? Like, hey man, what's up? And they're just like, it's an ordinary conversation like you met some guy on the street. And we're shopping in the women's section. Hmm. Now I'm shopping for me for like weird shit because that's, why not? But then Red points out they're shopping for the girlfriend, for the wife, making sure she gets appropriate clothing. Yeah, it is not unusual for men to be shopping in the women's section here. Very odd. Your dad never paid a dime in taxes his whole life? Yeah, they work all cash. It has a downside, though. It has a downside. When if you were to get disabled, uh, your uh, your settlement would be based on your income that you pay taxes on. Justin Lido, yeah, Lido should have his own show. Okay, so what happened with the original black and white AWJ shirts? Not something I'm allowed to talk about. And as I said, email me and I'll get you some other details. But no, I'm not allowed to talk about that. It's not a thing anymore. Just don't worry about it. It's fine. Uh, so I don't know um, about being a carny. Kind of like the idea, but how do you get hooked up with that? How do you judge what's a good crew? If you get disabled, you're promoted to the sideshows. I'm already sideshow Jim. That's what they called me at Ashley Furniture. Because there was multiple Jims and there was a Joe and there was a Jerry and yeah, it was, yeah. So they were just, what guy are you talking about? Sideshow Jim. Oh yeah, that guy. That was my nickname, Sideshow Jim. Who's judging the carnies? Hey Ed, what's happening? So, I had some other things I want to talk about. I don't remember what they were. Well, Red is relaxing. She's hopefully cooking dinner without poison this time. So what they've done to Red, like I said, I contacted HR about what had happened. She gets invited back to the job. But then they cut her hours back and started charging lunch. So originally, it was like she'd work 5.5 hours, but they would send her to lunch, but not take that money out. So now they've cut her hours just a little bit. Now they're taking out lunch, and now there's a little bit more. It's as little as possible so they don't get fucking sued because she got fired for being a girl. Which is literally what happened. Because the supervisor we work for wants her back. Red does a fine job. There's all these small objects in a thrift store that Red is perfectly capable of handling and very efficiently. And in fact, it's got to the point they just leave the furniture to me. I do all the fucking furniture, and all the little children, all the little teenage boys, and whatever the fuck else is. Women working our section. Let them go do what the fuck ever. Stay the fuck out of my way, and I'll handle the furniture. Like a man. Because, oh boy, some of the kids they got working there, woo, they're special. Which, to be fair, is not unexpected in thrift store world for developmentally disabled or, slow kids to find a place where they can actually work. Of course, the thrift stores, not just the Mormons, the thrift stores in general, like Goodwill's horrible for it, hiring retards and paying them nothing and walking away with a pat on the back going, oh, you're helping the disabled. No, they're fucking them over. Because they're not giving them full time, they're not giving them benefits, they're giving them opportunities. It's all a fucking show. And, to his credit, Goodwill has got a fucking slick scam going. You think you're giving to a charity. No. Goodwill, as we all know, is a corporation, for-profit corporation that makes a living begging people to give them things. You think e-begging is bad? No, Goodwill has y'all beat. Speaking of e-begging, I have links in the description. We always need more. So, Goodwill is worse than an e-beggar because they put this politically correct face on it. They're helping the mentally disabled and the developmentally disabled by fucking them over. Meanwhile, you're giving them your stuff so they can profit while fucking over the disabled. Magical. Wow, I'm way behind in the chat. Greedwill. Homemade McRibs, basically, yeah. Yeah, sounds like Goodwill Industries. Poison makes me. I'm sorry, I'm spacing out. I was reading the chat there. So the adventure will continue. Part 2 of the next chapter is almost complete. This transaction is cursed. I can't finish it until tomorrow. Actually, I have the money. I literally have the money. This transaction is cursed. There's a system outage locally that's fucking me right now. And it's a local thing. It's not even like this transaction is cursed, but I will finish it. So what I need now is part 3. And for that, I need $113. And then I'll lay out the whole new plan. We are still traveling. We're still adventuring. We're still going to Grand Canyon. We're still going to Vegas. I like the idea of doing carnies, though. Goodwill is the worst organization. They only ever give 1 cent per dollar to charity. Yeah. Meanwhile, their entire business model is give us stuff. I like that business model. How do I get that? Yeah. And Goodwill's gotten bad. Really bad about pricing, about I know they're scamming people on jars. So Goodwill, for the most part, doesn't sell jewelry anymore. They lot it up and sell it on their website. And they'll sell individual pieces that are special. I know they're sorting through all of that. And they're tossing in a silver, maybe a little gold earring here or there to seed those sales so that the people go out and they make YouTube videos. Oh, you won't believe what I found in this jar. So now everyone watches those videos, goes and buys Goodwill jars. Goodwill is They are right up there with DI, the Mormon thrift store we work for right now. Except DI is about control, right? So that money is running back into uh, the LDS temples. It's running back into local governments. In terms of controlling local governments, controlling laws, controlling your ability to function. Wow, Lito's very talkative today. I can't read all that. I'm tired. You know, and the guy that I'm working for, the boss at this place, he's not a Mormon. How he got the job, I don't know. He must have pulled some, slick answers on his application. JW, Goodwill is straight up a for-profit corporation. There is nothing nonprofit about Goodwill. It is a for-profit corporation. Even if you go dig down through their website, you will find it. Because they have to disclose they are in fact Goodwill Inc. The train wreck of Adventures with Jim is my favorite. Oh, Glover. Jason, so are you local? Because if I do go back, I'll be going back to Riverton. I don't know what is Salt Lake City, what isn't, but the address of the one we're in is Riverton. And we're not that far from the Great Salt Lake. I may try to get out there. I'm going to fix the leak in the ambulance, and we may go visit Salt Lake tomorrow. We can't get to the other, it's just too far, too cold to do Bonneville, I think. So, money in hand, part 2 of the next chapter is almost done, but it's fucking cursed due to a local outage. I kid you not. I struggle to get there. Nothing is ever easy, which makes, the train wreck of this channel even that much more fun. I don't know what else. 54 degrees tomorrow. I thought it was supposed to snow tomorrow. Shit, we don't have enough fuel. There's no such thing as a nonprofit. Yeah, that's a whole other, yeah. Because you took in, $1 million and you paid your management, $975,000. No, we gave away a little. Truckers in the South who are looking for a job, there has no stress. Okay, so Lito, I have no CDL. I can drive box truck all day long. I know how to drive tractor, 9 speeds, 13 speeds, 53-foot trailers. I could do all that, but I don't have my CDL anymore because I hadn't driven for so many years that I stopped paying the fees and just let it go and got an ordinary license again. Dumbest thing I ever did. So I actually haven't been keeping up with port crisis or Afghanistan crisis or border crisis or I pooped my pants crisis. I'm talking about other people and we have automatics. I don't care about automatics. In fact, a lot of cases I miss having a 9. That's my favorite. A 9-speed is like my favorite fucking thing to drive. Jim, if you stick around there too long, you'll have to find a nice collar for Red. That's no joke. What I've seen in the stores, how the women look, how they behave, they're very plain. Nothing done with their hair, no makeup. We only do drop and hook, and I can shift circles around you, boy. I didn't say I was the best on the planet. I said a 9 is my favorite thing to drive. because there are just so many situations where you could just drop down and oh, no, I'm not the world's best driver. I'm the world's luckiest driver. I don't know how to drive a 10. I can drive a 9 and a 13 and a 6. I can drive a 6, a 9, and a 13. But if you got automatics, I can do that as long as I don't need a Class A because that's fucking expensive to get. So I don't know how long we're going to be able to survive here, but it's going to take us some money to get out of here. I'd rather be lucky than good. The auto will save your leg. Then, Lito, you driving a 9 all wrong. I'll tell you, when I first learned, I struggled so hard with Pepsi. Both deliveries, 53 foot. I struggled so hard with transmissions. It was terrible. And finally, I had a helper one day. And it was an older guy who knew how to drive. And he says, "Oh, no, you're, no. He says, no. He said, "All right, just listen to the engine." And he took the shift. He said, "All right, you hear that sound?" And he just pulled, he said, "Don't do anything." He pulled it out of gear. Huh? He said, "All right, mash it to the floor." Dropped it back in gear. Didn't touch the clutch. Then it dawned on me how to shift gears on a 9. You just listen to the engine and you work the gas pedal, not the clutch. And I could upshift and downshift without touching the clutch. It was fantastic once I figured it out. It made life so easy. Just listen to the engine and just obey. What are you going to do? They don't make 9s for ambulances. Yeah, when you pull it, you just kind of, you don't even pull it. You just tap it, and you can just feel it come out, and then you rev up the engine a little bit, and you just push it, just gentle. You don't have to fight it. There's a train joke in there somewhere. Yeah, I don't use a damn clutch. I just don't. Because there's no point. But I can't drive a stick shift car. Synchronized transmissions just boggle my mind. Yeah, flip the switch, hit the button. Yeah, I know all about it. But I can't. I think now you actually have to go to school, and that's like $4,000 to get your CDL. And I don't feel like doing that. Hey, I could drive the Carney trucks. How about that? Oh, I had other topics in my mind. You can get free training. I'm already potty trained, more or less. Oh. Free training would be good. I could do that. That's how I did it in the first place. I got paid by Pepsi. They trained me. They gave me one of their trucks, and that's how I took my test. Was in a Pepsi truck. Hmm. But this guy, this manager I'm working for, like I said, he's not a Mormon, and he's only been there a couple of weeks. And it's what he's telling me is they're not, they don't really give a shit about the stuff. They don't give a shit about the pricing. They are by the book, policy, strict, because the Mormons are entirely about control. They want to control you, your life, what you do with your life, what you do with your money. On some level, they actually don't care if something sells or not, as long as you followed the policy. And for me and this other guy, he's a little older than me, my boss at the job. He's a little older than me, but we're from the same background. Making money, salesman, retail, right? That same world. Yeah, they each have their own planet with thousands of wives. Yeah, the Mormons are they're an interesting bunch. Jason, do you know that you both won't have a job next week? Mormons won't stand for this. Honestly, it wouldn't bother me. It just genuinely wouldn't. Because I'm at such a moral crossroads. I enjoy what I do, but I know the results, where that money's going. But the Mormons are also very morally ambiguous. They don't technically celebrate Christmas, but they don't stand up against it when they are in that culture. Just like they increased my hours, knowing I'm not one of them, knowing that I'm pretty good at what I do and I'm making money, making them money. So they increased my hours. They still have an intent to control me, but they are morally ambiguous. They're fine employing an atheist. They're fine that I drink and occasionally wear women's clothing. They don't care because I have value. Nebulous. The Mormons have a nebulous grasp on morality. That's because you're a Cylon. Were you meaning to discuss the 3 upcoming videos? Don't get me started on BSG. I love BSG. No, they don't want my soul. They want my tithe, my obedience. And that's never going to happen. Oh, they're over there. You are so lucky that you're not hooked up with Jehovah's Star Witness. Whew. Sometimes I can be morally ambiguous myself, so I don't know. The money's right. And that's kind of bugging me that's what I'm feeling, that this job is seriously morally ambiguous, whether or not I should go to work next week. And if the Mormons find out about my stream and my videos and my comments, whatever. I'm not going to be harmed either way. I have a feeling that behind the scenes, my company has done what they can to address the situation under the circumstances of the treatment of Red. I am not upset at People Ready. Right? They have done me pretty well, with a few exceptions here and there. There've been a couple of problems. It's life. There's always going to be, speed bumps in your career. My career as a temp. But People Ready has done a really remarkable job of putting all this together. But we are in heavily Mormon-controlled country. Let's talk about the bees, the beehive. Anyone been to Utah? Do you know what the beehive is? Oh, yeah. That goes down a whole other rabbit hole, doesn't it? We're just all happy worker bees, is the message. Right, so some of the women want to live this way. They choose to. But I think where the distinction comes in is not in terms of, oh, we need social justice. No, we need these people to obey the fucking law. If a woman wants to work in a fucking factory or a warehouse or moving furniture, let her. That's the fucking law. Oh, Chris, no. Don't get me started on the fucking beer here. I actually did find 5% a couple days ago. It might have been an accident that it was on the shelf. Yeah. In Salt Lake City, the beer is limited to 4%. Can't make this shit up, folks. Can you buy Mike's Hard Lemonade? Maybe, but the sugary drinks just tear me up. I can't do them. But like going to the Branch Davidians, this is why I travel, because you hear about, oh, the Mormons are terrible. They're a fucking cult. Okay, what does that mean? But when you can actually physically go to places and see it, you get a whole new perspective on it. Like Branch Davidians, we went to Waco. We went all the way out to the Davidians compound, and there's a memorial to the people who died. And when you read and follow what the memorial describes, it's a different story than what the FBI will tell you. And the one thing that really struck me is they had this wall made of bricks, and the name of each person who died is on one of those bricks. But they also have bricks unnamed unborn baby of so and so. So I didn't realize that they have a different fatality count than the FBI, because they consider things differently. Uh, 3 point something horrible beer. Wow. Wine is like 12%, but gives one a hell of a hangover for working. Yeah, I'm part of that hardcore grungy culture where we'd party all fucking night, you know, drink a couple of 24 packs or maybe on a keg, me and a few guys would get around and drink a keg, and then get up and go work another 12-hour shift the next day, get off, go party, and then go back. And that was the culture that I lived in. I wonder if Amazon 2.11 has Steel Reserve. Amazon, I don't know what that is. Yeah, Lido's Lido. Jason says you are so misinformed on Mormons. Well, Jason, tell me what am I misinformed on? I mean, that's kind of my rant the last few videos is the crazy ass Mormons. So I don't know. I've read the Book of Mormon or like half of it. It just got too wacky. But that was a very long time ago. I've forgotten most of what I knew. So, what is the story on the Mormons? What can you tell me about them? I'm here. I wonder if Amazon has 211 Steel Reserve. Does Amazon deliver alcohol? That'd be fantastic. Oh. I don't know. I mean, I'm always willing to learn. Let me know what's up with the Mormons. So Jason says I'm misinformed. I have no doubt about that. Right. So we know the basic history, right? Joseph Smith, for whatever reason, wanders out to the desert and digs up these gold tablets that have a whole different Bible. And it's true because he dug them up. But have you ever seen them? Mormons, for the most part, are good people, but the church could start a new civil war at any moment. I'm going to have to disagree with you on the mostly good people part. Because you have slaves and slave owners. I mean, men and women, I'm sorry. And the actions I have seen of the Mormons so far, not good people. I have to bite my tongue literally 100 times a day so that I don't get fired. I need money. We all do. Hit the linkies below so we can get out of here quicker. Well, mean well. Well, I mean, the Crusaders meant well. You know, the jihadists meant well. You know, just because, you know, what's the old saying? The road to hell. Hmm. Jim, you are not the only atheist here. Atheism is way more common than anyone knows. Unlike a church, we don't go sit and listen to atheist speeches. We don't have atheist fairy tales. In fact, no one really needs to fucking know at all. Let's see. Marshall has a bachelor's in systematic theology. Ooh, sorry about that. I believe the Mormon church is way off, but I do believe many will be safe because of Jesus. No, no, they will not. Uh, because you can't have any other gods before God. Which is weird, because why would God be worried about other gods? Just saying it out loud. Anyways, uh, no, the Mormons will not be saved because of this whole, you know, lionizing and worshiping Joseph Smith bullshit. In the same way, Catholics are not going to be okay worshiping the Pope. Came here for Jen, staying for Jason. We're waiting for Jason. Hey, if he has information that is valid and useful, because I'm here dealing with the Mormons, if he has information that is valid and useful, let's do it. If you don't lose your job, I will be surprised the Mormons will not be associated with you. Why would I lose my job? I mean, are you going to call them? I'm sure the Mormons are not watching the Adventures with Jim channel. Chris says, God hasn't been real to me since 6th grade. I got kicked out of state-funded school, pretended to believe a Christian, and went to Christian school. Well, there's all kinds of reasons. But the thing is, you don't have to identify as atheist, right? Because you don't care anymore. It's just not a thing in your life. You just move on with life. I'm still waiting for. I mean, are the Mormons like little spies? Watching, maybe Jason's a little Mormon spy. I don't know. Could be. He wants to know which store I'm in. Um, I don't believe. I don't need to believe. But neither do I need to go out and convert everybody else. Y'all do whatever you want. Just stay away from the law. Native Americans were the lost tribe of Israel. Well, they don't treat them very well. I'm here. I'm watching the Mormons interact with the natives. It's not going well. So, you know, I really don't care. If the Mormons don't want me back, sorry about your luck. Move your own fucking furniture. You know, the Mormons, you know I've massively increased your sales. I have been nothing but pleasant to your customers. What is it the Mormons care about? The world is way too wonderful and there's too much capacity to love. God is very real. I'm not trying to preach. Your world is full of wonder and joy and love. It's not the case for everybody. I mean, I can think of like an entire continent full of people who are pretty much getting fucked over, starving in Ethiopia. Life's not so wonderful in Ethiopia. Did you see Beauty in a Tapeworm? Do you see Beauty in a Tapeworm? They did in the Victorian times. Don't go there. It was actually a thing for women to intentionally get tapeworms so they could stay thin and eat whatever the fuck they wanted. Because, you know, girls. And I don't really even give a shit what the Mormons are, what they want to believe in. The fact is, they are influencing by force Red's life and attempting to push me in directions I don't want to go. No, I'm not working the weekend. I don't give a shit it's your busiest day. They were trying to push me into that. I don't work for you. They dropped polygamy so they could get statehood. No, they haven't. And I don't even... That is the one thing about Mormons I can say I'm on their side. If you and like those 6 other chicks, or like 6 other dudes, you want to do that? You do you, princess. I don't care. Rumor is Jim Bridger didn't see eye to eye with Joseph Smith. I don't know who Jim Bridger is. You have lost the splinter groups that resist. I think it's... Marshall, let's get off the topic of the details and specifics. Let's find out why you decided to get a degree in theology. I mean, are you from a Catholic background, Protestant, what? Yeah, I think Jason's trying to turn us in, and I'm okay with that, right? Because they can't legally fire me for not being a Mormon. And for talking about the violations of the labor law that they have committed. You can't fire me for that. That's a whole other labor law violation, which you will get sued for. And I'm not above it. Because if I get fired for talking about their violations of the law, I'll never have to put up a donation link ever again. Chris is born again when he was 20, had a very deep religious experience, raised in the church, but very lukewarm. So the lukewarm part, I don't think truly conveys the sense of it. So lukewarm is a negative connotation. I think a lot of people aren't religious one way or the other, but they belong to a church because their parents did and their parents did, and it's a community. And that is what these people continue to stay there for, is this community. Because most Christian sects are not a negative on your life. They don't tell you to not wear makeup or to not work certain jobs or force you out of certain jobs. Your church doesn't force you out of any job. Mormons do. And so I think lukewarm is just the wrong term. You belonged to a community that, you wanted a greater role in leadership within that community. Jim does not believe in slavery, so Jim and I are more moral than the Bible. Yeah, I think, Jason's off busy right now, like dialing every fucking Mormon he knows. Oh, you gotta get rid of this guy. What are they gonna do? Fucking put a hit out on me? Because I'm talking about the bullshit that they're pulling? I'm a salesman. I make money. You put me in your store, I will make you money. You will not believe the amount of shit I have had to send to the crusher because it was 3 weeks old. It had been on the shelf for 3 weeks. Well, how about if I just drop the price on it? Nope, it's 3 weeks old. Policy says you got to get rid of it. What? I'm not following that. I'm a salesman. My job's to make money. Well, Marshall, look, thank you. I know other people. It's like my step family, heavy Catholics. My stepfather had been pushed into seminary. He went on to, he finally quit, got rid of all that, went on to do something he wanted to do with his life. He was forced into seminary. It's kind of what I was trying to get at with your theology degree. People walking way too close to the ambulance. Dougie, Uggie, what are you doing? Well, Marshall, I'm glad you watched. Yeah, Jim can make money in the midway talking to folks. Yeah, because I've talked nonstop for a fucking hour. I think I'm missing out on my McRibs. Watch out, the Mormons will be on your door tomorrow, and I'm afraid for you. Bind me. See, so Marshall, you chose, not forced. This is my point. Talking about social justice and helping women reach a actual equality here isn't necessarily what they want. You can't force people. Then you're worse than the guys they started with. But they still have to follow the fucking law. They can't fire Red for having tits. And that is the problem. That is the difference between the Mormons and pretty much everybody else. They want control, they want power, they want money, and they're gonna, Jason, little spy, little fucking Mormon spy, gonna get rid of the atheist out of the organization. Jason, they don't care. They don't care. This jacket, I wear this jacket to work because I'm running in and out, cold weather. This jacket's for a casino. You think the Mormons are okay with casinos? Think again. And because all of this is public, the Mormons will do nothing to me. Because if they do, I will never have to put up a donation link ever. The stream needs more red. Darwin, no. Darwin was a Christian. Don't even start that, Lito. Darwin was a Christian. He saw the world in a different way. Darwin was wrong on a lot of shit. The basic premise, pretty good. Pretty spot on. But Darwin had no intention of changing how humanity looked at the world. He was a scientist who noticed a thing and started putting pieces together. And how he reconciled evolution with the Bible, don't know the guy. But he was a Christian. As far as I'm concerned, their theology is a broken clock. Speak out for those women's freedom. I want to give those women choice. That is the key. I think in my moral, enema there, stuck on the horns of an enema, I was trying to figure out, I want these women to have freedom. I can't force them to be free. I want these women to be treated equally. But they accept the treatment they are getting. All I want is for them to have opportunity. Yeah, many evolutionists today are also Christians. I went to a number of different churches when I was younger. Church of Christ, hardcore. Satan put fossils in the rocks to deceive us. Yeah, that was a thing in Church of Christ. But a lot of the other churches had no problem with it. They're like, that's a story with a moral. God is all powerful. Yada 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 yada. He set things in motion. That was the Christian apologetics. for this, in some sense, some cases, was simply that God pushed the first domino. That's a theory. We can prove everything else. But they do not believe the Bible literally, but they still are Christian believers. Absolutely. Because the community is more important than the literal interpretation. That is just normal church. That's the difference between, a believer and a zealot. A zealot, hardcore. The word is all there is. A believer believes in the idea. Well, because this book has been around a while. It's been messed with. We're not going there. There's the God and there's the Jesus thing, and then there's the Holy Spirit thing. And you know what? We're all having a good time here on Sunday, so let's just do this. To interpret the Bible literally is to rob of eternal. Eternity is a long time. It really is. I dabble in math. I'm working a problem that is eternal. It would take all of fucking eternity, which is infinite, to solve it. There's got to be a better way. Infinity, really fucking big. I mean, really, really fucking big. Like impossibly big. So big it can't exist, and it does. And that is kind of a detour into fucking rambling, because I'm fucking hungry for my McRibs. And Red's like vanished, which means she's eating. So yeah, we are here in the land of evil. And I tell you, when you walk around, you can just feel it. If you've not been exposed to it, if you're, from pretty much anywhere else in the country, and maybe they're just so numb to it here, they don't know. How can little old me change that? Oh, that's right. The Mormons are going to take care of me. They're going to fix me. They're going to get rid of me. Yeah. Good luck with that. Who knows? There was no flood and the earth is 4.5 million, or probably billion. But hey, here's a Pentecostal preacher. Yeah, right? So exactly that. They would gloss over all these details to get to, what they actually want. We're not, that's just fine. It's a thing. No, but we have this other thing we're going to tell you today. She said, we'll be there in 4 minutes ago. Well, shit. I better go get my McRibs. No, we know, Lito. It's fine. Well, see, John, you forgot all about Lilith, Adam's first wife. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the implication here of Jason, who potentially is a little Mormon spy, is that I'm about to get tarred and feathered. Doesn't that just fucking prove my point of everything I've been saying? Power and control. So this Jason guy comes in here with threats that I'm going to get fired because I made a video talking about the Mormons. Isn't that fucking proof of everything I've been saying? Now, yeah, John, you know what I'm talking about, Lilith. So, Cain and Abel story is very weird. Where did everybody else come from? Because they only had the two sons. Where did everybody else come from? A little Oedipus complex going there? I don't know. Lilith was just a folk tale. No, Lilith is mentioned in the Apocrypha, the books that were deemed not part of the Bible. Yeah, I believe in free choice. Your theology degree is actually kind of interesting. I almost went that route, more of a philosophy, not necessarily a religion, but you understand what I'm saying, because it does interest me. It's a fascinating topic. Why people do these things, and honestly, it comes out of tribalism. It just genuinely does. Mm. None of the Bible is valid. Somebody wrote it. It is valid in the sense that it actually exists. It's not like it's an imaginary object. Why they wrote it? That is the real question. Who wrote it? Why? That is where the real fight is. Not whether or not it's valid. It exists. It's a valid object. I'm probably losing subscribers left and right. But when I left the church, I read uh, Buddha and Hinduism and even Book of Mormon, even Satanism. I read Aleister Crowley, and it was Aleister Crowley that solved it for me. You know, the Satanist Bible, because everything Aleister wrote was the inverse of the Bible. So, in order to believe Aleister, you have to believe God exists, because Satan is the good guy in Satanism. Aleister Crowley. But then you realize it is simply an inversion of everything in the Bible. But did you read Dianetics? I could not get through Dianetics. It was so bad. It was so bad. My house burnt down by a random fire in my backyard after I kicked a few Mormons out of my front yard for harassing my kids. I have no doubt. I have no doubt we're at risk here in Salt Lake City. Um, we still have a buck ton of money on hold digitally that has nothing to do with Mormons. It has to do with mistakes I made in accounts. So now they have to verify everything. Okay, so it takes time on this is my fuck ups. Now everything has to be verified and double checked before they release money for shit for some reason. Anyways, part 2 of the project is this cursed project. It will get done. Hopefully tomorrow. It's a local outage. It's a local problem. Not even related to Mormons. The Mormons have nothing to do with this. Will they come after me? No, they won't. Will they make my job miserable? Maybe. Or will I just find another job? Because I am at a moral crossroads on this. I'm a hypocrite. I love what I do, but I know what it does. I know the results, where it goes. No one said anybody's perfect. And I know, like the whole religious thing's driving people away. Sorry about that. That's where we are, because we were in an extremely religious place. I mean, they were playing organ music this morning. So, yeah, I mean, it was very weird. When I first got there, remember, my boss is either not a Mormon or modified. Let's call it that. So, like, they had the morning devotional for your job. So I asked my boss, I said, look, man, I'm really not religious. How about if I just not go to that and I just keep working? And he says to me, under his breath, just stay out of sight. Don't let them see you. getting paid to work, so I'm gonna go work. Is that okay? No, not with the Mormons. You have to follow the policy. Yeah, the Mormons are coming after me. I should be so scared. Please. So, Jason is, in fact, a Mormon who is trying to get me fired, which literally proves everything I've just said about the Mormons. And yeah, Jason Glover just said, don't worry, I consulted with my bishop first. I've been working at Riverton. Come find me. If you want to violate the law, that's not going to end well for you. No, I'm not kicking Jason out. I don't need control. I don't need to limit others' freedoms. Jason does. I want him in here so that everybody else can see what the Mormons are genuinely about. Power and control. And here they are. At least the Branch Davidians stopped. Yeah, I think they had to stop for gas. No, because literally when the Branch Davidians followed us, they followed us for like 50 fucking miles. And I could see in the rearview mirror, they went and turned around and went the other direction on the highway when they got bored. He is why the problem is a problem. This is my point. This is the exact proof that I've needed. Okay, I can sit here and ramble all kinds of shit, but you see it happening here in real fucking time. The Mormons are threatening me. Who is the problem? Jason, you're accountable to God. Think for yourself, brother. That's not how the Mormons work. Remember, the symbol of Utah is the beehive. Look that up. Okay, because I'm going to get like half of the details wrong. Guaranteed. But it has to do with we're all one happy community living and working together. You know what beehives are? Fucking drones. That is what the Mormons want. Obedient drones. Justin, find a pro bono lawyer and get them for religious discrimination. So yeah, if I get fired, I will never need another donation link. Because when I was looking up things like how women are treated in Salt Lake, right? So I was doing some research, just research. You know what came up? Page after page after page of lawyers. Half of them pro bono. What's that tell you? The beehive sat on the top of the mountain meadows where the massacre happened. All those children gunned down were older than 6 years old. What beehive? What massacre? So hungry. I'm sorry, I'm spacing out. Toledo. There was a massacre, children gunned down, something about a beehive. When you look it up, the official part of the description, like the wiki description, is it represents we're all one big happy community working together. Food was done 15 minutes ago. I know. I'm going to have cold McRibs. Mountain Meadows. I may do that. But apparently, the Mormons are gunning for me. Bring it, baby. Welcome to reality. All right. I'm going to hang on. See, Pup is sitting here with his back to me because I'm not paying attention to him. I'm being shunned. I'm being shunned. It's okay, buddy. We love you anyways. Yeah, ready, like, serve your man. No, I'm telling you, these conversations about her, when the guy at the store talked to me, and then when my company called me, it was very much like they were tattling to Dad. That's what these conversations were, so dark and so creepy. It's like, why is this any of my business? If you don't want my wife coming back to this, you need to go explain that to her. That's got nothing to do with me. All right, kids, we're going to go for a walk. So the screen is going to get weird and shaky, and I apologize for that. Jim is closer to the kingdom of God than those Mormons are. Hey, I at least have the common decency to have a moral crisis over whether or not I should be working for the cult or not. And look, just because of Jason, I'm going back on Tuesday. All right, so I got me a fresh beer. All right, so let's go for a field trip. All right, pup, hold down the fort. Make sure the Mormons don't get us. I know they're planning it. We may need some fuel like tonight. All right, we are headed over the RV to eat cold McRibs. Yeah, hey Jason, I drive an ambulance. You can't miss me. What?
No McRib for the Mormons.
We are literally being threatened by the Mormons. How fucking bizarre is that? I gotta pee. There's the red.
There's the red. Let me put this on a stand. Oh yeah. Hey Red Sweetie. Hey Red. Hey Sweetie Cakes. Burp. We're so gonna get burned down by the Mormons, hun. They're gonna come burn our RVs down to the ground. Hey everybody. Horrible lighting here, I know. Yeah, I was wondering why he was like, "Where are y'all working at?" I would have not said where we were at.
Oh, I knew why he was asking. I knew why. Fuck him. Literally, fuck him.
Literally, what?
Because that is exactly my point. All they're doing.
You're having a mukbang over there.
A mukbang?
Yep.
I told Jim.
Camera.
And you'd be so happy. The carnival. I like the carnival idea, but again, Mariana says hello, Red. Again, my concern is getting in with a bad crew. Not all crews are created the same. Jason says, Jim, if you don't like the beehive, you don't like the Mormon religion. Multiple wives can be a beautiful thing.
So can multiple husbands, but that's not allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
Why can't I have multiple husbands?
Why can't we have multiple husbands and multiple wives?
Right.
Be like 30 of us just fucking.
That'd be definitely like a beehive.
Wouldn't it? fact, I even said I'm not opposed to multiple wives. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think should be a voluntary thing. That's different, right?
I mean, how young are Mormon wives married? Like,
Honestly, I don't want to accuse them of that because
just curious,
I have
the
no
average age of a Mormon wife.
I have no details on that whatsoever.
How's the McRibs?
Cold.
Oh well.
Red can be the lead wife. No, Red's my bottom bitch.
Oh hell, I'm the top bitch.
No, bottom bitch controls everything. Don't you remember?
Top bitch.
South Park?
You received. Oh, thanks for the donation, Mark. Appreciate it. For PayPal.
PayPal. There's no PayPal link on here.
It's from PayPal.
Probably on hold. And again, that is my fault because I've crashed accounts over the years, and so now the banks need to verify everything on me. It'll pass through eventually, but we definitely appreciate it. We definitely need it because apparently the Mormons are after us. We got to get out of here. Marshall says he doesn't believe it's a sin, I assume, multiple wives, if it's done properly. I don't think it's God's original intention. Okay. I know we're getting super religious, and I don't know why we're going this way, but let's do this.
He sent it to the other account, so it's good.
Is good?
Yep.
Sweet, thank you. It actually
Thanks,
cleared.
Mark.
It actually cleared this
Well,
time.
that's because we sent it to the old PayPal, not the one we were using that held all the other money.
So let's consider an Adam and Eve world. In order to populate the planet, multiple wives are a scientific essential in order to grow the population, because you need to redistribute that genetic code over a wide base. Otherwise, you get up some serious inbreeding, like mom doing their sons, and then
Yeah.
and it gets serious inbreeding. So multiple wives are almost a requirement of Adam and Eve world.
What about multiple husbands, though?
Multiple husbands. The women have to have children by multiple men. It's a requirement.
Right.
Because you have to diversify the DNA pool as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you'll die off. You can always talk about looting Mormon gold on the way out. I have looted one piece of Mormon silver. I found one silver earring in a parking lot.
It was smashed down into the tar.
I swear it was only once with ease, but I've changed, Red. I agree with us on the original population, but I think the monogamous marriage is not, for one, it's not the business of the state at all. Why do we need a license for it? For one, it's not the business of the state. Keep the government out of your bedroom. But on the other hand, outside of religious bullshit, the nuclear family, mom, dad, kids, has led to a massively stable society. Compared to a hunting gatherer, fuck whatever you can catch. Silver says, can't even find one woman. How am I going to find multiple? Well, in these cults, well, that was disgusting. Anyway, in these cults, these women are pressured into marriages. Prime example, the Friends. Miss Mary's mother was pressured into she was made to believe she wanted this marriage with a much older man. And the wedding pictures are terrifying. She was 22 or 24. He was 64. He was one of the workers. I don't want to put Betty down. I love Betty, my former mother-in-law. She's such a great friend.
How is she now? Like 90
Yeah,
something?
if she's still alive. They won't tell me because I'm not part of that world anymore. I wish I was still in contact, but she was brought up to believe this was a good thing. 24-year-old girl marries 64-year-old man. And places like Mormonism, they do the same thing to their young women. They get them wrapped up into this religious bullshit. This is what God wants. You don't want to disappoint God, do you?
They force them to wear no makeup,
Ah,
they are not allowed to have individuality or show any kind of interest outside the home. They want them to stay in the home, rear the children, do all the housework, this, that, and the other, and be obedient and submissive.
to gamble and expensive. Multiple wives are expensive. That's not true. That's not remotely true. If you had just 2 wives, I'm getting there.
Gee. Colorado Kool-Aid.
And you allowed your wives to work. Now you have 3 full-time incomes to one household. How expensive is that?
But they're not allowed to work, so the man has got to keep up the one man has got to keep up the multiple children and the multiple wives.
So, in this case, where the women are not allowed to work, the multiple wives have nothing to do with love or relationships or people wanting to, choosing to. It has to do with status.
And spreading DNA. Different children's.
The multiple wives in the Mormon culture serve 2 purposes. It has nothing to do with love, choices, good life. 1, the extra women or status. And 2, the children are how the religion grows. They're not bringing in new converts. Nobody's converting to Mormonism. The only way the church grows is through children. In fact, Miss Mary had the same problem. I apologize to keep talking about her, but it applies. When she married me, they threw her out of the church. They condemned her to eternal hell because they have that power. However, when she had children, suddenly all was forgiven. And you know why? The church is dying. The only way it can grow is through children. Nobody's converting to the Friends.
Quakers. If it says Friends on the church or Friends meetings, it's Quakers.
Right, so now the Friends don't actually have churches.
Or meetings.
Meetings. Oh, yeah. I should go to meetings all the time. So my mother is off again, on again religious. That's fine. It's her thing. But Miss Mary did not want to go back to church. The Friends. I'm not religious at all. So my daughters grew up not being religious. Until my mother tried to take them to a showing of the Passion Play.
Oof.
And my daughters were utterly confused through the whole thing. Like, why is he in a red robe? They had no fucking clue of any of it. Any of these cultural references that, most people know, they had no idea. Oh, Jason Glover says, don't worry, the Mormons will save me. So the Mormons are going to save me from the Mormons. And Elephant Juice wants to talk about something else. And yeah, I apologize.
Let Elephant pick a topic.
Yeah, pick a topic. It's just, this is a big thing for me personally right now. Apparently, the Mormons are after me, and
I think Jason's just blowing smoke up your. I think he's blowing smoke signals up your ass.
no, it's not.
Well, Jason, if he gets fired, there's not like there's a trillion other fucking jobs that pays a hell of a lot fucking more. So.
And if I get fired,
big whoop.
Everything you just said is, well, part of the digital record, so there's that.
Yep, we gotcha.
So, elephant juice, what do you want to talk about?
What's up, Terry? Terry C's in the house.
Bonneville's out.
Why is Bonneville out?
Because I have to fix the leak in the ambulance.
You mean stick the JW weld on JB weld on there and be done with it? Just leave it wherever and let it cure for the whole day while we're out to Bonneville.
That's not a safe option right now.
No. So you gonna get burnt down by the church?
The Mormons hold genuine and vastly illegal power here. Do you even know the difference between LDS and FLDSA? Why would I care?
Nobody's out to get you. You and Red need to make some money and go to Reno 911.
Now,
he just said Reno. I
here's
added
the
911.
question.
I would love to go to
Was
Reno.
Reno 911 filmed in Reno?
I can look it up. I think it was.
California City.
The establishing shots for the show were filmed in Reno, and everything else was filmed in Los Angeles. So there was some shots filmed in Reno, most of it in Los Angeles.
Alvin Juice says yes, it was.
Well, that's from off the interwebs.
Well, it's like Albuquerque. It's fucking hilarious because you can go to all of the places in the show. You can go eat at the Doghouse. You can go eat at Las Pollos. You can go to Walter White's house.
See what Real Honest Truth said about the Mormons there?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get off and move on to other topics. I hear the Pawn Stars is not filmed at the pawn shop. I have no doubt about that. Filming is very complicated business. You got lighting and sound and you know there's extras and there's makeup and there's wardrobe.
I can't wait till the next season of the next and last season of Better Call Saul. What's his face had a heart attack, so I delayed it for a while.
Odenkirk.
Yeah. Odenkirk.
Jesus Christ, you have no clue. Jesus Christ, you have no clue.
We don't care to
Why
have
does
a clue.
Jesus Christ have no clue? Why does Jesus Christ need a clue? He's saying Jesus Christ has no clue.
Okay. I'm tired of talking about Williams. Let's talk about metal detected and golds and things. The odd thing about the fucking thrift stores around here and even the regular, like, Walmart would have a fine jewelry counter even. There is no jewelry out here because chicks are not allowed to be individual and show individualism out here. They don't like that.
Well, basically, I need to get out into the desert when it's not snowing.
Yes, JW says metal detecting. That was a metal detector at the thrift store somebody got for like $10 the other day. It was a fucking bounty hunter quick draw. And they put it out there and as soon as they wheeled it out, they jumped on it and they was carrying it around with them. So kind of missed out.
Well, this is not a Mormon topic, but thrift stores. Have you ever? God, there was another store that did this, where their pricing was so fucking bizarre. Will Red get a ticket for metal detecting? Red will get a ticket for boobs here.
I got the biggest boobs in SLC.
Red, can you help me find a place to hide my cold, dead meat? It sounds like a Viagra problem to me.
Sure, between Jim's tits.
Hey, now if you're in Florida, I mean, you got gators. What else you need? Well, I've seen other thrift stores do this, where they are so clueless on pricing. And I saw a stool today. A stool that was maybe 12 inches high, little wood stool. Had $20 on it.
Whoa.
What? There's like 50 cents worth of wood there.
I think they don't even think about prices. They just like 99% of that stuff is $20. It's like
But
it's already made.
I put out a recliner,
No,
a powered lift recliner. And I know, because furniture store guy, I know this model of recliner is a $2,000 chair. They had it priced at $25.
but it kind of had a pea stain in it.
It's a $2,000 chair.
Yeah.
They had it priced at $25.
He's head red.
You mean like Taser Face? No, what was the other store that did this? It was,
what are you talking about?
I want to say it was the Catholic store we went to all the time.
St. Paul de Vincent?
St. Paul de Vincent. I love St. Paul de Vincent. They have some great stuff. But they are so whacked on their pricing sometimes. Yeah, I'm sorry, Marshall. Everyone kind of wants to move on to something else. I love talking philosophy and theory and all this, but apparently, we're under threat here, so we better stop talking about the Mormons.
Terry asked what you're eating, honey.
These are fake McRibs.
They're homemade McRibbies.
Mm-hmm.
Why wait till the McRib comes out at McDonald's? Get your own.
Banquet, like the banquet, little nasty ass little dinners.
Not nasty.
We take those, you bake them, put some cheese on it, put it on a bun, you're fine. American Girl doll stole, probably. That's why so splendidly.
Spendy. I don't know if it was Americans. I didn't see it, so.
What?
There's a brand name called American Girl. That's expensive. Which is really weird because they put a bunch of dolls out today, too. Did you see all those porcelain dolls on the shelf? Okay. One of them was a Victorian, looking doll, and it had like a golden brooch on there with the flowers around it. I checked it out.
I wanted to wear a witchy poo hat and black robe. Mormon Gold.
Pooh.
Mormon Gold.
You know who
Let's talk.
You know who Witchy Pooh is, right? H&R Puffin stuff. Witchy Pooh. You ever watched that in the 70s?
No.
Well, you were around more in the
H&R
70s.
Puffin stuff I know, but I don't know Witchy Pooh.
She's the witch that always tries to steal the flute from the kid. I saw this shit in the 80s when they ran reruns in the 80s. Because I don't remember shit in the 70s. But you were around more in the 70s than I were.
But we were outside playing.
Right.
We spent very little time watching TV.
Well, H&R Puffin stuff came on Saturday morning cartoons, and that's how I remember him. He wasn't a cartoon, though. He was actual.
No, but I want to know about this Mormon Gold. Marshall G's talking about Mormon Gold.
And he's always talking about Mormon gold. What does that mean? Like jewelry or...
Like Nazi hidden treasures. Like,
Surprise. They probably take all the thrift store money, invest it in gold, and melt it down to bars and have it under the...
So I've asked the supervisors, like, where, do you guys ever get any jewelry? And they're like, I've seen like one necklace.
Right. Weird. There's no jewelry at the Walmart. There's no jewelry at this thrift store.
We got to hit a couple others before we can make that determination. It might just be this store.
We will hit some thrift stores tomorrow to see if they have jewelry here.
It might just be this brand of thrift stores. Deseret. Is it Deseret?
I don't know, but as big as this place is, and as many as people, there are cars around the corner trying to donate. And you tell me none of these people have a piece of jewelry to donate? Something's weird about that.
Well, we don't know the backstory on why people are donating.
Well, they probably donate more because it's I don't know, Christmas, and they're trying to get rid of old stuff and replace it with new stuff.
Johnny Quest. I used to love Johnny Quest.
What about Speed Buggy? What about Speed Racer? Go.
Yes,
Speed Racer.
I watch Speed Racer.
Go, Speed Racer. The Mach 5.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom
Yep.
with oh God, what was his name? What was his name?
Yule.
No.
Who was it? The dude that ate trees and stuff?
No.
Who's that dude that like went out in nature and like started biting trees and was like, you remember him? Does it sound vaguely familiar?
Who was the Mutual of Omaha guy?
It wasn't Jack Hanna, was it?
No, Jack Hanna's later.
I don't know. That's before my time, man, I guess.
Because you'd always see him in the films they would bring into the school.
Yul Brynner is not Yul Brynner. He was one of the movies. It's something to do. They used to go out and bite branches on trees and shit.
No, was it
I know.
Marlon Perkins? My brain works slow. Don't you remember Marlon Perkins?
Nope. Norman Perkins.
Who the fuck's Norman Perkins? Oh. Well, fuck me.
His name was Norman Perkins. It was Norman Bates.
Yeah, I didn't. That's your thing. You're into slasher flicks.
Okay.
I'm into space movies because I'm a space cadet.
Well, that last space movie we saw was...
Interstellar. That was awful.
Was it awful?
Oh, God, yeah, it was awful. Interstellar made no goddamn sense.
Oh, now I remember. It was pretty goddamn shitty. Oh, my fucking God. JW. Grizzly Adams was my number one motherfucking show on Saturday morning. I thought the dude was really hot, the bearded guy. Oh, he was so hot.
Gentle Ben.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think he was hot back in because I was a kid, but I had a kind of like a kid crush on him.
He kept throwing Jim in
I had a kitty crush on him.
Marlon Perkins and Jim. He's like, my partner Jim will go into the pit of snakes now.
The pit of vipers. The viper pit.
The other one that was real bad about that was Australian guy.
The one that got killed?
Yeah. What was his name?
Oh, crikey, I forgot.
Right, we know that.
Crikey.
What's his name?
Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin. I remember watching Steve Irwin, and he's like, oh, the gators here, oh, they're mean and they're big, and my wife's wrestling one right now. So she's like riding this fucking alligator, and he's like, oh, look at her go.
Look at her good.
What the fuck? Dude, the wife's riding an alligator. And you can see she's not happy. She's not having a good time.
You can't do that on television. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You do? Seriously? With Moose and
Vaguely.
Alistair and
All right, so
I love
Marshall
that
D is
show.
watching Lost in Space, new or old? New or old Lost in Space? Because the new stuff sucks.
oh, crikey. Like a terrier over there, war. Wrestling a crocodile. Crocodile, I can't see it.
And in the background, his wife's getting like beat around like a rag doll.
Get slimed, hun.
The other one that was bad for that was Jacques Cousteau. Without in shark-infested waters, my son Philip is getting in the cage to go film the enraged sharks. Bill's like, what? Matrix 4, I have mixed feelings about.
Joan Embry.
Who's Joan Embry?
Come on, Jim. You know you're a Joan Embry fan. Joan
Who the
Embry.
fuck's John Embry? But Jacques Cousteau and his son Philip, it was fucking hilarious. Like anytime
Hey,
it was sharks. Anytime there were sharks.
Philippe.
Philippe would go to the cage.
In search of with Leonard Nimoy.
That was the most worthless show.
What the fuck were they searching for? Anything?
The usual aliens, Bigfoot, Loch Ness.
Oh. Tales from the Dark Side.
I love you, Brother Red, Jim, and Sister Red. Glad I found y'all on YouTube. Not scary at all. Joan Embry was San Diego Zoo. I've been to the San Diego Zoo.
Hey, we were, Jack Hanna is at Columbus Zoo, right?
Yeah.
Didn't Jack Hanna die or something? Or was he got sick? Or did he die?
So, San Diego Zoo, they did a lot of good stuff, but also Columbus Zoo with Jack Hanna. Jack Hanna was always on like Letterman. It was some weird animal that would shit on the floor and, mess up Dave's hair. Jack Hanna was awesome.
Bill Gates and Fluzzy have a camo with Matrix 4. Fluzzy? Who the heck is Fluzzy?
I don't know, but I'm reserving judgment on Matrix 4 till I actually get to see it.
Does it got what's his face in it, of course?
I hope
Keanu?
so. It's got to have it.
Keanu?
I'm not a Keanu Reeves fan, but it's Matrix 4. Well, who else are you going to put in it? But you know the most horrifying rumor I've heard?
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No, the most horrifying rumor I have heard yet. Indiana Jones 5.
Without Indiana Jones.
No, with
it?
Indiana Jones.
That one. There's been like that crystal. If it's like that crystal skull shit, fuck that.
Are you talking about Jack Wilde? No, Jack Hanna. I don't know if Jack Hanna's dead or not, but he'd be pretty old. Indiana Jones 5.
Clint Eastwood would be a classic.
Oh, the last Clint Eastwood movie that he put out?
Alcoholism,
Brutal.
Jack Wilde. Oh, who's Jack Wilde? Is that like another...
I don't know Jack Wilde. I mean, if you showed me, I'll probably see it. But yeah, the Indy 5 is filming right now.
What about the Tiger King?
And in fact, I saw a pre-review. Okay, so basically, the actors, actresses. I guess we can't call them, actresses or actors anymore. We have to call them. I don't know what the fuck we call them.
The boy with the flute.
The people who are producing it, writing it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Were all heavy feminists.
Jack Wilde is the kid on Puff and stuff. I think he did he die he used to do heroin or something like that.
All right, I'm gonna throw a name out and see if anyone can.
What if I can?
If anyone can figure it out. How about Dana Pluto?
What about her?
Who is she?
Different strokes. Died of a drug overdose.
You watch way too much TV. Sigmund
no,
the Sea Monster.
I know lots of fucking trivia crap.
Legend of Boggy Creek.
That was easy. Throw another one out there.
I don't know another one.
Because she had a weird name, that's why you threw it.
Well, no, because I had the hots for
her. Sid and Marty Krofft was doing some stuff. Yeah, I bet they were with all that shit they thought up. The H&R Puff and stuff. He looked like
Ariel Howie's nose. Hey, Jam. How are you in Rent? Linky's below. Help me with Rent.
Area Snows? Ariel...
Actors and actresses are now called actresses. Are called actors.
Hey, Jam, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
I'm Rent over here.
No. Rent is the link below. You got to help me on that.
What's up, nose? Ariel Juania's nose.
So, I don't know. I'm tired. I need a cigarette. Apparently, we are on a Mormon hit list.
How lovely.
Yay for Salt Lake City. So we'll see. Are the Mormons, in fact, as evil as the Branch Davidians, or are they worse? If there's no more videos, you'll know why.
Our dad. Chris says he's back. Did you get a McRibby?
I got a cold McRib, yeah.
Because you were late to supper.
Yay, Salt Lake City. Green Buddy, what's up? Where you at? Her name is Ren. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's one thing. Kylo Ren. What have they teamed up? The Branch Davidians and the Mormons.
Scary.
I'm thinking they would have more wives to put in front of FBI bullets.
Oh.
Maine, the capital of Maine. Is the capital of Maine called Maine?
What damn town in Maine do you?
Portland.
Portland, Oregon, Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine.
Okay, there you
go. Wait, hang on. There's another town in Maine. It's coming to me. Oh.
I know what it is.
Yep.
Longburger.
Nope.
It's the basket town. Longenberger.
Oh, God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Augustus.
It would be funny if I could remember it.
Longenberger. A tisket, a tasket, a long burger basket.
All right, I give up. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of this town in Maine. All I can think of is Murder, She Wrote.
Green Buddy says Augusta, not Portland.
What was the town in Murder, She Wrote?
No idea. I never. So, you watched Murder, She Wrote?
No.
You were an old lady watching Murder,
This was my mother's.
And you watched Matlock, too.
That was my mother's shit.
She watched Matlock, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Matlock. Oh,
my mother was, she was hardcore into Murder, She Wrote. Green Buddy says, I don't even know my mother. He's a test tube baby. Cabot Cove. Oh my God, how could I forget Cabot Cove? I've had to watch every fucking episode.
Is that a real town in Maine?
I don't know.
You know Stephen King is also from Maine too, right? There's been a lot of murdery type of shit from Maine. What the fuck's up with that?
Canadians.
You blame it on the
I blame it on the
north?
Canadians. You know, how could a society like, oh, I'm sorry.
Remember what the South Park people said? Blame Canada.
But look, how can a society be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm ugly. I'm sorry I offended you with my ugly face. Be into like hockey, one of the most violent sports in existence.
Because they get to have pancakes and maple syrup after.
How does Elton put on a rubber? Elton
John?
Elton John doesn't. He takes it up the ass.
Yeah. Bangor, Maine. Stephen King, yep. Bangor. He farts.
Bed knobs and broomstick from Angela Lansbury. Oh God, I can't even think of the name of it, but I can see like every scene from it.
Chitty, that's not Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. What is it? Some kind of weird songs they had with.
She was the nanny with the umbrella.
No, that's Mary Poppins.
Jim, would you consider working a day on a fishing boat? I'd consider working a year on a fishing boat. Literally.
You got motion sickness?
No. In fact, the problem is, I get panicked when I'm on docks, like when I'm out fishing on the dock in the ocean, because the motion puts me to sleep. I'm always afraid I'm just going to fall off the dock. Yeah, I would totally consider doing it. In fact, I wanted to use shrimp boats, but I never made the connections.
Just admit it, Hud. You want to be a shrimp boat captain.
I want to be a shrimp boat captain.
And you want to work for Bubba Gump Shrimp.
No.
Yeah.
Hilton
Bubba Gump
Head.
Shrimp.
Hilton Head. I want to work for the Gay Fish Company.
The Gay Fish?
That's legitimately, it's a real thing. Look it up, the Gay Fish Company, Hilton Head. Or it might be like Paris Island or one of the other. But it's...
Lita wants you to bleach them fingernails.
Yeah, the fingernails are fucked.
They got tartar under them.
James Suey Francis, Canadian. Who's Canadian French? I am... No, I'm...
I watched the Waltons too, Terry.
I avoided the Waltons at all cost.
My grandparents used to watch the Waltons because that's how they grew up, in the mountains of just like that, and had a big family like that.
Marshall's saying he hopes to find some good stuff. So we've already found 2 items that we did pull out of this thrift store that are pretty good. What did we get?
Not Sue Ellen.
Nice, Sue Ellen.
We got an iPhone for $10.
Yeah, we got an iPhone 7 for $10. Needs service, but I also
Needs
got
a charger.
I also got an old Amazon Fire tablet.
Both.
For like $7, I got an Amazon Fire tablet that will power up, connects to the internet, surfs just fine. It's software on it's a little ancient, but that. Remember we were talking in maybe one last live show or the one before that about creating metal detectors out of cell phones? Oh, I just got the brains of my operation. And so I want to take this tablet and turn it into a metal detector.
Poor tablet, you're going to murder him.
I'm watching you on my TV. Oh, I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, widescreen.
Yeah, like me in 72 inches. Like, no, that's not a good thing. Jim, what was your first job? I was working for the Jews.
What the fuck does that mean?
So my very first job in 1985, I got the job as a grocery bagger at this very Jewish grocery store.
How's it Jewish? Because of the food?
Because of the food, because of the people who ran it, because of all the customers. It was a Jewish grocery store. And the thing is, I wasn't even legally allowed to work. They didn't ask how old I was. I didn't tell them. And I just got paid to go to work.
You got paid under the table, didn't you?
I'm recording it on Betamax. I hope you are. That would be awesome. So yeah, 85 is when I started working. How long ago was that?
A long fucking time ago.
A long fucking time ago. And where was I working? Retail.
So you were 15?
Yeah. I was 15. So I had to have a work permit legally at that point. But they didn't ask, and I didn't mention it, so I was a big kid. Yeah, that's a good gig for a kid. So, in fact, I worked all summer at the grocery store, and I saved up $150, and I bought my first guitar.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Right? The Mormons are coming to get you, Barbara.
They're coming to take you away.
Oh, no. Wait, you gotta do it. They're here.
They got the torch out there, and the farmers with the
Yeah, I mean they got the tar and feathers out there for us, the pitchforks and everything else.
Yes. Definitely made an impression.
Yeah, nothing serves like public relations other than better than murder. Yeah, Night of the Living Mormons. I think that's what it's called. I actually speak 3 languages. I barely speak half of one. So in high school, you have to have a language credit. So we had Spanish, French, I think German, and Latin. And since you don't actually have to use Latin in the real world, that's what I took.
There was a projector at the thrift store, right? A Kodak projector?
Oh, that was a slide. That was a slide projector.
Oh, okay. Well, JW's asking if you've been looking for a 16 millimeter. It's been very slim pickings. Haven't seen
And when I
anything
do find
like
one,
that.
it's like, they want $180 for it.
Yeah.
The ancient Romans speak Latin. However, fun fact, there are the ATM machines in the Vatican City are in Latin. No joke. In Vatican City, the ATM machines are in Latin. Because why not? So I have two 8mm that I got to work on, but from our screen adventure, the movie screen adventure, I have a huge section of real movie screen.
That we got from the theater. I cut it myself.
Was not that was the best. Shitty lighting, bad unprepared dialogue, and just a random act of complete violence.
I mean, that's not going to scream. Just the slice, just like butter. It's like just another pool time.
Oh
want you
yeah,
to say hi
so
to
Bones
him.
remembers the drunk farm. I miss the drunk farm.
You can have pull along drunk farm. If you hit a bump, all your drunk farm's gonna be left on the highway somewhere.
Well, I think you can
Because
figure
there's
it out.
really bad roads out this way.
I don't remember any Latin. The only Latin I remember is Semper Ubi Sub Ubi.
Semper Ubi the subby
Semper Ubi Sub Ubi, which is very bad grammar. But it's kind of funny when you run into a Catholic priest with that printed on a t-shirt. Semper Ubi Sub Ubi. Very bad grammar. But when you find a Catholic priest and you have that on your t-shirt, which we did, things get weird.
Does he start talking in tongues to you?
Now they're all talking Latin. I don't remember any of it. Semper Ubi Sub Ubi is very bad grammar for always wear underwear. So when you run into a Catholic priest, they just go, oh God. Because it's like the difference between silverware and where are you? Right? Semper Ubi. So the two Ubis.
The two Ubis. The two Ubis.
Right. So Ubi means where.
Ubi.
And it's the difference between silverware or hardware or where am I? Location and object. It's that different. The where doesn't translate. Ubi doesn't translate that way.
Always wear clean underwear, like Mother says.
Well, now in my later days, I know why the always wear underwear pissed off the Catholic priests.
Don't go there.
Hey, I've already got the Mormons chasing after me. Why not the Catholics too? Fucking crusade against Jim. Seize the Holy Land.
Yeah, your ass. Just holy.
But I've actually learned a little bit about the Crusades lately. Not lately, last couple of years. I used to think the original story that I had learned was basically during the time of the Crusades, there was relative peace. For Europe. So you had all of these angry, violent men who basically were only good at one thing, killing people. And they were caught running around the countryside causing havoc. So the Pope invented a reason for them to leave. He even issued, I believe the Pope issued an edict where it was like illegal to kill people on a Thursday. It was that bad. You couldn't kill anybody on a Thursday. Just to try to slow down the violence. You can't kill anybody on a Thursday. But what I found out later was the Crusades actually had a real purpose, and that was to stop the Muslims from raping, killing, and pillaging, and continuing to rush eastward. How they did it wasn't exactly the Catholic Church, it wasn't their best day. Have you chance seen a 1970 vampire movie named Lamora? Oh, I'm sure I have, because I used to watch a lot of fucking late night bullshit movies, but the horror genre kind of bored me. I'm not even sure what language that is. Stop confusing me.
It's 3.
Oh, kids, it's been super fun. What do we got planned for next year? That's what I'm working on.
Next year.
So I have the money to complete part 2. Can't get it there because, well, it's me.
What? Stop it.
So, like the whole Venmo issue, we've got all that worked out. There's a local issue that I can't get around right now. Anyways, we'll deal with it. Part 3, soon. But apparently I'm getting fired, so I don't know. And I'm getting fired, and then the Mormons are going to come burn me down.
Okay.
Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Remember, like, subscribe, hit the donate.
JW says what time tomorrow's live stream is.
Well, no, there isn't going to be one tomorrow night because apparently I'm going to be dead. Dude, how do you remember so shit? You're such a knowledgeable dude. Except for all the shit I forgot.
He remembers shit, then he should forget shit.
I forget Red's name all the time. Keep calling her Yeti.
You said my name today.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyway, thanks
Call
for watching, everybody.
my name.
I hope you had a little bit of fun. And yeah, nothing bad's going to happen to us. This is stupid shit.
My house is burning down.
I don't know. We'll see you guys later.
Later.